We move to Group A, to the game between Olesia, who takes white, and Milena, who takes black. This was a good game, especially well played by Olesia. I don't know what to say, because, well, it was almost with no mistakes, really. So let's take a look how Olesia made an advantage. It starts with a Chinese opening by Milena. Maybe Milena got a bit tired of starting with Tengen each time. So first time since months when I see, since months ago, when I see Milena starting not with Tengen, Joseki, another Joseki, then corner and closer, of course. Black approaches white stones, and we face the first choice. What to do? How would you play now? Pincer, somehow block the corner. Let's leave only one of these moves, or maybe somehow go out, or just ignore. Maybe play elsewhere. What is the biggest? So Olesia chooses to protect the corner, which is of course very big. Pushes black into the side, yes, and then white needs to continue for white group to not get under attack. Yes, so white continues. I think it was also an option to split black like this, but then white still doesn't have a base. Doesn't have a base in the corner, and black is not under big pressure, so it's probably just better to take points like this, yes. And yeah, it's probably more reasonable than playing a pincer, because then the corner is gone. Black is anyway out, and we just get a worse position point-wise. We don't get those points, and we get much less points in the corner. So Olesia from the beginning grabs points. Then black plays this move, which is a bit unexpected. Maybe we can play a bit more active if we want to enclose or like to build a wall for Moyo on the top side. And this move still leaves a possibility for white to go through, split black stones. So black didn't manage to connect the line. Then white, where should white play? What is the move? So I think that maybe on the side, or maybe approach the corner. And of course there are a few ways. And actually I wanted to play this attachment. It's quite common these days against a Chinese opening. Because then black stones is a bit not perfectly placed. Black can go up, but then white gets a very beautiful right side. Yes, Olesia chooses a different move, an old school classic. This way of approaching, and then into the corner. So it all went along the lines of how the Chinese opening was being taught 15 years ago. Then the classical variation continuation is this. First here, I would connect. Black can enclose white like this, but white is already alive in the corner. Right now I would probably not be as interested in this variation for black, because white can play on the side and activate a little bit of agi in black's shape, and yeah, what is black's influence good for? So probably we would rather play it if we already have stones on somewhere on the right side. For now we don't have, so black plays elsewhere, and black plays this attachment. Yes, good move. Maybe we can manage to get something on the right side. There is one thing to mention, that there is also a modern way of playing this Joseki, which is cutting cutting here. Back in the day, it was a famous trick play to play like this and then push. I think it's the favorite trick play of Alexander Dinerstein. I think that he called it like this. So I am not sure what exactly is White's counter to this trick play. But anyway, this is not the proper way of playing. The proper way, which is now recommended by bots, is this Atari. White needs to go down, of course, otherwise Black's corner is too beautiful. You can compare it with a famous Joseki. Now White has this empty triangle, a bit strange. And anyway, the Joseki is good for Black, that Joseki. So White descends, yes, White needs to descend, Black plays here, and the White can make life in the corner, but Black gets a very beautiful influence, which also works well with that wall. And the other option of White is to somehow start the fight. Somehow. Yes, in the game we have the classical variation, then Black plays here. And yeah, again, answer A or B, or maybe C or D. So White chose this move, probably hoping that Black goes into the normal variation like this. And then White very happily accepts it because the variation leads to a terrible over-concentration of Black stones. So yeah, this should be good for White, good result for White. White has many points, and also Black doesn't manage to build that right side. But Black has a different option, and Milena plays it. So this is the correct move, yes. Play here. Then White goes there, and well, Black might try to split White, because Black already has a supporting stone. Usually this is not recommended. Usually Black should play from the top. This is Black's move. And then again, usually under normal circumstances, White still fights, rendering this jump down unfeasible. But yeah, Black would continue somehow, and then maybe White continues. But then it would lead to Black getting the right side, which is important, and the bottom side is not important. So very, very correctly, Olesia recognizes it and simply connects the stone. Yes, this is a good move. So I thought that actually Black should be satisfied with this result because White played this a little bit maybe inefficient move on the second line, a bit slow. Black got outside stones, and maybe Black can now play on the right side. And I thought that Olesia might have also chosen this one. Maybe White didn't like the perspective of getting an umbrella around here. This would not make any sense at all because Black already has a stone below this umbrella. This would be a very good result for Black. The direction of play is what Black wants, but I think it's still fine for White, as White doesn't need to go into this variation. White can simply descend, and then if Black connects, White would play here. So this variation is already completely acceptable for White. There is a big corner. Black's group is a bit heavy. But Black gets this direction, which Black likes, and in the game, Black does not. So in the end, Olesia's move is quite smart. Then Black continues around here. I am not sure of this choice because, as I said before, the bottom side is not very big. Yeah, and then what should White play? To me, this move seems the most tempting. We can, of course, also somehow help the group on the top side, but it's a bit slow. We can play here and annoy Black. Later we have a beautiful move at A, or even stronger, we can just cut Black at B. So if black doesn't answer, then this move actually cuts black, or maybe even better, cut like this, so that black doesn't even have a chance to live in the corner. So yeah, so this is very difficult to accept for black. Black maybe needs to answer, maybe like this. Still some agi left, or no? No agi left. A then B. That maybe not much agi. So it's possible white gets a beautiful iron pillar, but then white might have no time to add a move on the left side, because then the group will be in danger, the other group. So white ends up playing this one, but this seems slow. Why would we need to connect? Actually, Olesia has a reason to play this move. What is the reason? If white plays elsewhere, black can play here, here, here. If white blocks, then black actually captures white in the ladder. This is, of course, good for black. So white needs to play like this, then black cannot run. This is a famous combination. I think that you all had it sometimes in your games, and it's good to know that there is this way of capturing your opponent by playing such a move. But then black can play here, here, and here, and white collapses. Of course, white doesn't have to collapse. White has an alternative answer. White can play here. Then black gets something, but black already lost a lot around here on the left side. So this is not good for black. But knowing all of this, black can start with this move. Then if white plays here, black might continue like this and then cut. So this is already more painful for white, but again, a surprise. Now white can block here, and black cannot capture white in a ladder because of lost liberty of these 3 stones. And if black is forced to crawl, this is not good for black. But then we come to the final form of black's tesuji. Black can cut now. So first attach, then cut, and now if white plays like this, then the ladder works. If white plays like this, then this combination works, the most terrible for white. And if white plays like this, the ladder also works. So this is not acceptable for white, and white needs to crawl, but this is also very painful for white. Yes, so it seems that black indeed has a tesuji, but white might answer like this and just accept the loss. So probably white didn't want to accept this loss, and that's why white added a move. But still, the move is quite close to white stones, and maybe better to play on the 4th line, a bit more ambitious, or maybe also a bit further. All these moves will surely help a lot in any fight which can appear here. So that variation doesn't work, by the way. Yeah, because of thanks to that stone. Yeah, so this was a bit too calm, it seems. Then black starts an attack, and I showed you before. This is the classico variation, but or with the tiger's mouth. But in the game we have this move, attachment, and it's also possible. Maybe not always it's the best. It's not the best if we don't like the idea of strengthening black on the top, but here strengthening black would only mean that black gets over concentrated. So it's all right for white. That's why black pulled back, which means that white also needs to pull back, and now black doesn't need to add a move. Black can play from the top. Nice move. White keeps running, goes out. And yeah, black might try to continue the attack, but it's very difficult. White already has, like, if white wants, white can easily make ice. On the other hand, if white is forced to making ice like this, then it's good for black, of course. So maybe black should play here, but then of course white would try to play more actively. Who knows how? So black didn't try to enclose yet. Instead, black plays on the side, but this move looks very strange because it's a far extension, saying that it's an extension from a big wall. Yes, maybe we can call it a big wall, although a bit weak one. But it's so close to white's strength. And then it's an obvious move for white to just go in and have a chance to later connect at A. Also look at weaknesses of black around B or C. And the problem for black is that when white goes out and black tries to attack white, black's strength doesn't put any pressure on this group because this group is already super strong. So yes, so this was too easy for white. I think that in such a situation, it's better to attach. If we can get such a continuation, then white doesn't get any points with these moves. And black gets a lot of points. On the other hand, black loses the potential on the bottom side, so I am also not sure of this judgment. Maybe here. But then we don't get points there, though we might still engage in an attack on white. And if we finish up getting a big moyo, then the game might be still good for black. But here it's too easy for white to invade, so white invaded, black played here, white goes out. And then white is running. In all this fight, both players missed the vital point. The vital point is here. White is likely to answer. Otherwise, it's quite a few points. And also black can do it very early, now or now. If white loses this stone, then white's invasion becomes not an invasion, but a not very deep reduction. And also white should probably play around here somehow to strengthen the shape. But white did not, so this was missed by both players. To not give black this opportunity, it looks just like a stronger shape to push. But then anyway, we need to somehow go back to a plan of making life, making a base. So black was chasing white, but this is a very, very big strategic success for white because black ends up playing neutral points. White gets a strong group going to the outside, and it destroys black's potential on the bottom. So maybe black should choose a different direction of an attack. But this is also too easy for white. Though if black can manage to get this one in center, then at least it is not putting pressure on black's group. So then it's acceptable. But yeah, it's just difficult to fight against this invasion. Black would need to find very powerful moves to get something from this attack. Otherwise, white simply runs out. This is how the game went. White runs, black still tries to attack, but then white played a few center moves. Oh, sorry. This was another game. And play this beautiful combination, which gives black a base and also erases a base of, gives white a base, erases a base of black in center. So now white is already basically alive with an eye here, and white starts putting pressure on black. So the prey becomes the hunter. Black needs to strengthen the group, tries to counterattack by putting pressure on white's group, but then black's group gets cut off. And in the end, well, black barely manages to live. White also makes life and finishes in center. And then black resigned because, yeah, white has just simply too many points on the board. So this is it about the game. Very well played by white. Also, not many mistakes by black, but this plan of building the right side territory was Moyo was very much not successful. The invasion was too easy for white. And also before that, it already looked good for white. It looked good for white after white's direction of play choice in the bottom right corner, going for the right side. And then also very flexibly managing the group on the top side. White was simply not letting black build much, and white already had many points from the very beginning of the game. So this is it, and we will move to the next game.